Good afternoon and welcome back to the John Crawford School of Music. Today I am doing a demonstration of the song Baker Street by Gerry Rafferty, a really great classic rock song and one that's actually really a lot of fun to play on the guitar. My friend from North Carolina, Jim, messaged in to me and asked me to put this one up because it's got some interesting chords at the start of the song. The rest of it is pretty standard, but the chords at the intro of the song are actually very interesting. And there's a couple of different ways we can do this, and there's even another alternative way that you can do it if you find that to be challenging. So just a shout out to Jim over there. He's an amateur radio friend of mine. His call sign is W4MJJ. Yeah, some of you know I'm a ham radio operator. My call sign is KW4QJ if you want to look me up on QRZ.com. I get that question from time to time. Anyway, Mr. Jim, here it is. All right, there's a couple of things we're dealing with. We're dealing with 7 sus4 chords today to start off this song. Some of these are easy and some of these aren't so easy. And then we have some workarounds that we can do too. So don't worry, if you find one particular version of this challenging, we can do something else. All right, so I'm going to show you the way I do it, then I'm going to show you the way that you should do it if you're going to do bar chords, and then I'm going to show you a little workaround. Here's how you start off. Those are just straight up sus4 chords. Well, this one is not. This is a 7 sus4. A7 sus4, F sus4, and G sus4. That's for that nice little intro. That's that little instrumental part. Now, if you want to do this with bar chords, and then those are your 7 sus4s. We're going to go through those as well. Okay, we're going to start off with the easy chords first. Okay, the 7 sus4s, what you should do. Let's go through the A dominant 7 chord first. The A7, 2 fingers, you have your open A, you have your index finger on the 2nd fret of your D string, leave the B string open, put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of your B string, like this. Make a peace sign and just do this. So the fret action is, you got your open E, which you never played, so it's open A, 2nd fret of D, open G, 2nd fret of B to make that C sharp note, and an open E. That is an A dominant 7 chord, but now you're not going to do that. Why did I go through that? Just to show you what the segue is to the A7 sus4. So now that you've made an A7, to make that an A7 sus4, you're going to take this middle finger that's on this B string right here and move it up 1 fret to the 3rd fret of B. Hear how it makes a suspension? That's what sus stands for, by the way. So actually the fret action goes like this. Open A, 2nd fret of D, open G, and 3rd fret of B. So it sounds like that. 3rd fret of B. So 0, 2, 0, 3, open. So there is your A7 sus2. Now then, moving into the F sus2, which will work for this intro, by the way. It's actually, an F sus4. Because it actually has, so you got your F, your C, and your B flat, and your F notes. That's what makes it a sus4 chord, is that B flat note right there. See there? But when you play it in this context, everything from here on up is a sus4 chord, and we're going to talk about how to do that. So, I use my ring and pinky on the 3rd frets of D and G, respectively, like this. And then I just use my index finger and put it on the B and E strings in the first fret, just like I was making a regular F. So basically the fret action is 1, 1, 3, 3, or in this direction 3, 3, 1, 1, going in this direction from D, 3, G is the third fret, B is 1, and E is 1. So I just take my index finger and do this, put it on the E and B strings in the first fret, take my pinky and ring finger, put them on the third frets of G and D. I have a sus4 chord starting with F. Now the nice thing about this is when you get to the G sus4, which in the music on this one particular guitar tab thing that's on the internet, it says G7 sus4, but you can replace it. It does work, by the way. With a G sus4, just take this whole mess we just did and go from 3, 3, 1, 1 to, then we're going to move this up to the third fret, this up to the fifth fret, 5, 5, 3, 3, just move it like that. And you have that G sus4. So, when you're doing that nice little intro, that nice little instrumental intro, and it also has an interlude in the middle of the song, after the second verse, I think it's before the second verse. Anyway, it's that little intro. Let me play it for you. A sus4 7, or A7 sus4. Then you have F sus4 and G sus4. Okay? Now, moving into the bar chord version of this. Okay, again, we're going to talk again about bar chords. What we're going to do here is we're going to start with A sus4 dominant 7. Again, it goes open, 3, open, 2, open in that direction. Or open, 2, open, 3, open. Okay, so you don't have to go back and rewind again. Now, we're going to make the bar chord. Now, we could make an F dominant 7, then that kind of works. If you know how to make a 7th bar chord, if you don't, just take your finger, bar it across here, across the entire first fret to make your F, then take your ring finger, put it on the third fret of A to make a C note, skip the D string, leaving it covered by the bar here, and then the middle finger covers the second fret of the G string like that. You have a bar chord. Okay, so there's a dominant 7, but here's what we're going to do. Just like with this A7 sus4, where we moved it up, moved that last note up a fret, we're going to do the same thing with this dominant 7 bar chord here and turn that into a dominant 7 sus4. And then it moves just like any bar chord. What we have if we use the bar chords on the intro is this. Make sure you get good pressure here, and all those notes will ring out. Okay, that's not as easy. For those of you who find that challenging, we can always do this right here. And it works pretty well. Now, if you just find both of those options to be too difficult right now in your stage of development as a guitar player, you can always use power chords. A basic power chord. This is, I'm going to say this, I've seen people do this, and this is kind of a last-ditch effort, but it does work because it covers the basic harmony notes that you need for the F and the G. So a basic, for those of you who don't know, those of you in the earlier stages of development in your guitar, playing a power chord is basically, you're going to put your first finger on this first fret of E, making an F note, and the third fret of A, making a C note, and playing only 2 strings. It's not the best option, but it does work. You could do it. It kind of sounds hollow to me, but does kind of work if you must have something there if you're playing this along with the recording. But I would prefer, so anyway, the F power chord, 1st fret, 3rd fret here. The G power chord is 3rd fret, and 5th fret on the E and A strings respectively. And you have a G power chord. So 3 approaches. A sus 4 7, F sus 4, G sus 4. Then you've got your bar chord approach, which is the ideal, which is A sus 4 dominant 7, F sus 4 7, and G sus 4 dominant 7. Those are the ideals because that covers all of the harmonies. And then finally, if you're just having a lot of difficulty right now, always can drop off to the power chords, which is basically A sus 4 7 or just simply, A sus 4 7 shouldn't be that hard. Then to a power chord F, which is some people refer to as an F5, and G5. Okay, that covers the intro. Now we're going to move into the verse and the chorus. Going into the saxophone section, that big powerful saxophone section, you go into a D, F chord, D, F chord, C, A major, and G, and D, F, F, C, A, and G. And then you go into the verses. Working your way down Baker Street, you got a light in your head and you're dead on your feet. Another lazy day, you drink the night away and forget about everything. Okay, so let's talk about what we're doing. We're going to be alternating, first of all. Making your way down Baker Street, you got a light in your head. You're going to be alternating between an A sus 4, not an A7 sus 4. You're going to be making an A, just a straight up A, garden variety, 2, 2, and 2. That is 2 on the B string, 2 on the G string, 2 on the D string, ring, middle, index, and then occasionally bringing in the pinky onto the 3rd fret of the B to make an A sus 4 like this. So basically the strum pattern is alternately lifting and releasing the pinky. Making your way down Baker Street, you got a light in your head and you're dead on your feet. That right there, just back and forth between the A and the sus 4. Okay, and then another lazy day, and you drink the night away and forget about everything. Okay, so E minor, another lazy day. G, you drink the night away, and you go to D, and forget about everything. This city jungle makes you feel so cold. It's got so many people, but it's got no soul. Okay, so this city jungle makes you feel so cold. You got an A, I'm so cold, sus 4, back to A, and E minor, it's taking you so long. G, to find out you were wrong. D, you were wrong about everything. Now the music says that you should do a D minor 7th chord. I don't think you should mess around with this. I mean, you could. There's a there's a D minor 7 right here. That would give you epic skills on the bar chords. I'm going to show you that just for the fun of it. You just basically make a minor bar chord up on the 5th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th position. Then you take your middle finger and put it on the B string on the 6th fret, and leaving the G string blank, which is covered by the bar, and then the D string will be on the 7th fret. So the fretage, that's a great word, is going to be 5, 7, open, 6, 5. Okay? We can get more in depth on major and minor and 7th bar chords later on. 5, 7, 5, 6, 5, going in that direction or going in an upward direction. 5, 6, 5, 7, 5. Leaving that E string completely alone. That's one way to do it. You used to say that it was so easy. You used to think that it was so easy. What am I doing right there? We'll talk about that in a minute. Just for quick reference, F is basically 3, 2, 1, 1. This is what we call a partial bar chord because the index finger will cover the first 2 frets, kind of just like that sus 4 chord we discussed earlier. 1, 1, 2, 3, or in this direction, 3, 2, 1, 1. That's an F. Now, take your ring finger off of this F, leave this D open, play these 4 strings at the bottom. That's a D minor 7th chord. That's a quick and easy D minor 7. I like that option. You could always do a garden variety D minor. That's going into that other part we were just talking about. We're going to transition into this from the last part of the verse. It's taken you so long to find out you were wrong. You were wrong about everything. Now, here's your choice. Go to a D minor 7, or a D minor 7. Here, whichever one of those is your choice. You used to think that it was so easy. Now, I hear that on the keyboard, and that's what works for me. I think you can go to a straight A minor, but I like to transition. It's just kind of my thing. It sounds good to me. You used to think that it was so easy. Okay, so what you're doing there is you're going D minor, whichever one. You used to think that it was. Go to an A minor chord. So on the syllable easy, easy, I let go of the A minor chord and play these 3 strings right here. Hear that? You kind of, when you play just these 3 here, it plays a G major triad. So I just go. You used to think that it was so easy. That just sounds good to me. So easy. So I'm going to do that in full. You used to think that it was so easy. You used to say that it was so easy. So D minor 7, A minor, let go, back to A minor. D minor 7, A minor, let go, back to A minor. And then we go to C. But you're trying G. You're trying now D. D minor. One more year and then you'll be happy. Just one more year and then you'll be happy. C. But you're crying G. You're crying now. Go to F there. Transition to F. And then the saxophone again. C and A and G. After the second verse, it goes back into this again. A sus 4 7, then your F sus 4 7, G sus 4 7. And now we can also do the sus 4, just the straight sus 4, without the dominant 7. That's this chord here. And if you're just desperate, power chords. And then it goes back into the sax part again. D, F, D, Okay, now I'm going to go through the whole thing. I'm just going to play it. I'll throw in some chord names here and there where necessary. There is a guitar tab online for this that is pretty close to what I'm doing. But I'm going to go ahead and go through it. Just going to put it all together for you so that you can see how this all works. All right, here we go. I'm going to do a verse and a chorus, basically, and an intro. 1, 2, 3. A7 sus4. F sus4. G sus4. Notice I took the easy way out. One more. And here comes the D for the saxophone part. One more D. F, D, F, C, A, and G. Making your way down Baker Street, you got a light in your head and you're dead on your feet. Another crazy day, you dream the night away and forget about everything. This city jungle makes you feel so cold. It's got so many people, but it's got no soul. It's taken you so long to find out you're wrong. You were wrong about everything. D minor 7. You used to say that it was so easy. You used to think that it was so easy. But you're trying now. D minor 7. Just one more year and then you'll be happy. Another year and then you'll be happy. But you're crying now. D, F, saxophone part. E, F. Goes into another verse after that, and then it goes straight into the intro part again after the second verse, and it does that 3 times, and then the rest of it is basically saxophone parts, that D throughout the remainder of the song, which includes the saxophone part and the guitar solo and all of that good stuff. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it for Baker Street by Gerry Rafferty. That's really an amazing song. I want to thank everybody for dropping in. Thanks for watching. Please remember to leave comments in the comment section below. Please remember to like and subscribe, and stay safe and healthy during this coronavirus season. Hopefully we'll get through all of this together. Remember, if you've got questions, leave them for me and I'll be glad to address them for you. Thanks again. Peace out.